Hello, guys. I'm on the floor today, y'all. So don't be confused by the background. Hold on, let me exit this YouTube real quick. All right, here we go. We're closing that. All right. Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. For those of you guys that are new here, my name is Monique. I go by Killer Curls on all social media platforms. This is Queenspiration, a platform that I created, and I need to stop calling it a platform because it is a community that has been created by multiple different individuals and souls, and honestly, God Himself. This is all of faith-based. I mean, honestly, I don't go into super faith, but I want you guys to know that I am a Christ believer. I am a Christ follower. And most of the things that I speak about are put in my heart by God Himself. So I just like to speak the truth. I like to be real, raw, honest with you guys, give you guys some leverage, right? Some things, some tools, some tangibles to take on this life journey, because this life journey is not it's not easy. It gets very difficult, but I want you all to know that you guys have a sister in me. You have a community here that is never going to judge you, but only be there for you, embrace you, love you, help you speak your truth, and all of the things that go with that. Okay. So with that being said, I am going to start. Hold on. I like to see the gallery. I don't like to just look at me. All right, there we go. There go my beauty. Look at y'all. Okay, Carly, I see you working now. Who else? Let's see. What's Sarah doing? She always busy. Cherie is actually sitting down, y'all. She is not doing anything. Beatrice, you're driving. Drive safe, baby. I hope you got your seatbelt on. All right, guys. So thank you for showing your faces. And for those that are not showing your faces, it's okay. I love your beautiful your beautiful pictures. I am not the one to make y'all put on no camera. Oh, there go Christine. See, I like it though. I like it. If you want to put on your camera, I don't mind. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm super grateful for all of you guys for being here. Today, we're going to talk about breaking free from the past. And I thought that this is a big one for me. So I just had my one-on-one, which is like, if you're not in the business, we do this, in the beginning of the month with your upline or your mentor of choice, right? And so I was talking to my mentor and I'm like, man, I like to tell my story, right? But I feel like I'm like holding back from telling my story because I'm kind of ashamed of it, right? Like it really does feel that way. Like there's so much times that people tell us, like in this business, especially like, tell your story, get up on, tell your story. And it's not like tell your life story, but tell how you got to this point and what made you want to like embrace an entrepreneurship, right? And so when I started to think about it, I started thinking like, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe I'm not being honest about my story. Like I be telling my story and my story is like pretty much, okay, my wife and I decided we're going to move to Texas and we had the ability for me not to have to go back to work. And this is now I'm here in entrepreneurship. Well, really, that's not the case. That kind of sounds like my wife granted me an opportunity to go and just do whatever I want to do. And I ain't paying no bills or nothing like that. Right. And I started to think, I'm like, nah, the reality is I took on entrepreneurship so that we both could live a life of freedom. Really, because that's what we all want. We want time freedom. We want financial freedom, emotional freedom, all of the freedoms, right? And so I started to I had to write it down, y'all, write my story down. I'm like, I have to write it down because it's really that clouded in my brain that I'm not able to articulate it out loud. I can talk to you about bits and pieces of it, but most of the time I'm talking about bits and pieces of the past that have hurt me, that have made me or have shaped me. So I think to who I am today, right? And I talk to you guys also about letting your pain be your purpose. So today I'm going to help you guys find freedom in what we're holding on to when it comes to the past. Okay. So first I'm going to start with a quote. Okay, because I had to really look this up. I looked up different podcasts. Looked up different things. Okay, so I've already listened to 3 different podcasts. I don't watch a whole movie on the Gaia app. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but this morning I did send you guys like a little meditation. But I had to look this one up because I'm like, man, I really want to talk about this. So the quote reads, "Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you," by Jean-Paul Sartre. I hope I said his name right. But so he pretty much is asking, like, are you still being affected by your past? Okay, so like this is what I'm reading. So if we are, then it's time for us to be free from it. Okay, so we must understand that in order for us to truly feel open-heartedness for life, we have to make peace with our past. That is so hard for a lot of people. A lot of people think, oh, I don't think about it. Oh, that I made peace with it. Oh, it's not there no more. I ain't with him no more. I don't think about it. That's not the reality, okay? Because what ends up happening with our past experiences is we tie them to emotions. And when we tie them to emotions, they consistently happen to us. As soon as we think about it, as soon as something triggers it, it's back to that same emotion that we felt when that thing happened in the past, okay? So I'm just gonna go over these 3 things that was talked about. Because again, I thought they were important. There was like 50 of them, but I'm like, these are the ones, okay? So the past is really about the past isn't really about the past, which is crazy to think about, right? Because you're like, how is it not about the past? It's about what happened to me. That person did this to me, and I'm gonna keep thinking about it because that's what it is. But really, the past is not the past. Okay, so when you look with great clarity, you will see that there is no actual thing called the past. Everything that happens in the present. So what happened to you happened in that present moment. What you're thinking about is happening in this present moment. That thing is not happening again. You're just thinking about it in the present moment. So you are making your past your present. There really is no past. You're reliving it, absolutely, which is so crazy to think about it in that sense, because it's like, dang, we kind of putting ourselves through it, right? You're like, dang, you want to sit here and blame the other person. Oh, but why he do that to me now? I'm 5 years later, and I'm still thinking about that. Or why did my mom act that way? Or why did my uncle do that? And all the things, right? And it's so easy for us to get caught up in that. But if we really think about it and think, wow, I'm putting that past event in my present moment, then it kind of loses sense. It kind of doesn't even matter. It only matters because we make it matter, okay? So memories of events are thoughts occurring in the present, as I just mentioned. Anger or hurt about the past is happening now, okay? Your present moment experience in the now is what keeps the past alive. What's amazing about this realization is that it shows us that the way out of your suffering is always in the present. The way out of our suffering is in the present. Why? Because we have now to stop thinking about then. Okay. You can change your perspective by focusing on something different. If you want to heal from the past, put your attention on your present moment. So why are we beating ourselves up? Why are we allowing something that happened to us in the past conflict our present moment? How about we stop, even when we have a moment that it triggers us, right? Stop thinking about that and think about right now. What's in front of you? What's around you? Even if what's around you isn't good. I'm not telling you that when you open your eyes, you're going to see an amazing life. No, I'm telling you that you're no longer going through what you're struggling with right now. You're no longer going through right now what you were thinking about from the past. Does that make sense? You're not going through that no more. That no longer, that you can't, it can happen again, obviously, but it's not happening right now. It's just like she just said, it's an emotional attachment. It's our emotions constantly allowing that thing to recur in our brain, which therefore causes so many other things, right? Like relationship issues. How many of us are struggling with current relationships issues because of things that happened to us in the past? So many of us bring those things with us. And as much as we don't want to, it's all on us. It's not on the person that did it to you. It's on you, because you have a choice. What do I look like going and getting married and making my wife pay for what my ex did to me? But we do it so much. We do it often. What do we look like making our children suffer from the things that our parents put us through? But it happens so often. And it's not because of the event that took place in the past. It's because we are bringing it into our present and allowing it to create what it is that we want, when really it's what we don't want. We're trying to avoid it, but we're keeping it here. We're holding on to it, just like we were talking about yesterday about decluttering, about letting go of the clothes, letting go of all those things. We have to, I'm not telling you to just completely forget about it, okay? I'm telling you that you have control of right now, and right now that's not happening to you. So what are you gonna do with right now? Are you gonna keep on making yourself live under a dark cloud? Are you gonna continue to make yourself suffer the same way that you did when that event took place in your life? Or are you gonna open your eyes and realize that, whoa, I was given another moment to live that through? Know that everything that you've gone through up until now, you got through it. So now what are we going to do with it? Okay. So again, we have that power. We have that control. And I say this often, and I'm speaking to y'all, but I'm speaking to me. Because y'all, if y'all know about some of the things that I've gone through with my mother and all of the things, right? It's crazy because I think about that too. I stopped talking to her for so long, for a few months, right? And I made this whole big old scandal. It wasn't a scandal, but it was like a lot of drama and all of the things, right? But really, it was from one event that took place in the present moment, but really it was about the past. I was mad at her about the whole thing at that day or whatever. Cool, but I could have got over that. But I started to talk about all of the things that she did before and what she didn't do and all of those things. And I brought it to the present moment, which just fueled my fire for something so little. And that's what we do so often. Even in the same relationship, you stay with somebody that hurt you in the past or whatever the case may be, you continue to allow that to be fueled by triggers, by emotional triggers, instead of being present in the moment, like, okay, this person is obviously changed because I'm still here, right? Or they haven't changed, but it doesn't matter because that past is that past. And right now, we got to focus on right now. I'm here to tell you that even if someone cheated on you 3 years ago, the same person comes and cheats on you again now, this is right now. This moment that they cheated on you is what you're dealing with, not the moment from the past. Okay. And vice versa. If they cheated on you on the past and if they change now, we focus on the change. We don't we shouldn't be consistently bringing up the past, but we do it. Why? Because we're emotionally tied to that event. Get emotionally tied to your present moment. That is the most important thing. That is the only way that we are going to really feel the freedom that we want. That is the only time that we're going to be able to enjoy the things around us. Because even if you're not speaking it out loud, but you're thinking it, that right there in itself is a problem. Okay. And that leads me to number 2. Memories are not the problem. A memory is a thought, and a thought has no power or meaning unless you give it power or meaning, right? We know this. Okay. We know this. So the thoughts of the past aren't the problem. They become sticky because we let our emotions, we tie our emotions to them. And ultimately we have an emotional reaction to them over and over and over again. We also have beliefs like, I'm justified for thinking this, like my mom shouldn't have did that to me. Oh, he shouldn't have did that to me, right? We always tell ourselves that, or we tell ourselves, I need an apology before I can move on. Okay, you're waiting for an apology. And I'm here to tell you that if you're waiting for an apology, or if you're justifying your feelings for something that happened to you in the past, you're only hurting yourself and you're only keeping yourself right there in that moment. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that no matter what you do, no matter how much you think it, you're not in that moment no more. You're not. Think about it. Look at the freaking calendar. That's all you got to do. Look at the calendar. It's a different day. It's not the same day. It's a whole different day. It's something as simple as that. You know what? Why am I thinking about 2010 when I got my heart broken when we're here in 2021? Why am I thinking about December 1st when my wife said that whatever she said when it's December 2nd? Who cares about what happened in the past? I'm not here to tell, I'm not trying to discredit your past. I'm not here to tell you that your feelings are not valid, guys, because your feelings are 1,000% valid, 1,000%. Okay. But the reality is that we have control of our thoughts. We have control over what's happening right now. And if we want to feel any sort of freedom in our relationships, in our financials, in our professional life, all of the things, we got to rid ourselves from the tie that we have with the past. Okay. Because again, it ain't going to do you no good. Okay. Sorry. Okay, if you want to be free of the past, lose interest in these sticky thoughts, right? So stop telling yourself that you're justified. That is you're justifying why you feel this way. It doesn't matter, because again, if we go back to the agreements, we know that we shouldn't be taking things personal, because that's a them thing. That's who they are. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Yes, it hurt. I get it. But how are we going to get through that hurt? We're going to keep thinking about it? Let me ask you, when something hurts you, if you keep thinking about it, does it ever make you feel better? Honestly, does it ever? The more you think about it, the more it's going to make you feel better? No. If anything, you're going to be more mad now than you were then, because now you're like, man, why am I still thinking about this? I can't believe that I still feel this way after so long. I know I get like that. I get so frustrated with myself when I think about stuff in the past and I see myself being triggered and I'm like, Mo, really? Really? And one thing I know for sure is our emotions make us treat people that way, right? So somebody that did something in the past, and like I said, if they're moved on and not doing the same things, we're still treating them like the person in the past that hurt us. And one thing my wife taught me is that you cannot continue to talk about somebody's past that's trying to change. That is so true. Like, if you keep on telling them, listen, you keep telling a criminal they're a criminal, they're going to be a criminal. Okay, just because they was a criminal, they went to prison, they did their thing, whatever. If they came out a new person, they came out a new person. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, but we can't keep on telling people, especially if you made a decision to stay around that person. How dare you keep bringing that up? How many of us hate that? I know, listen, don't keep telling me about what I done did wrong. Lord knows, because that makes me so mad. It makes me so mad, and it really does. It brings you back to where you were, and it brings other people the same way. If you're in a relationship and that person cheated on you and you decided to stay with them, listen, guys, start over. I'm here to tell you, because that's just a choice. I've been there, and I'm not going to be the person to tell you that people don't change. I do know people change only if they want to change. That's a fact. Okay, I have been with people that have been nasty, treated me like trash, and then up until the end, they want to be all good and stuff, and it's too late, right? But the point is that up in that end period, I couldn't keep reminding them about who they were in the past if I wanted them to be a better person. And the same thing goes for you. If you made mistakes in your past, stop beating yourself up about it. Stop telling yourself, oh my gosh, but if I would have done this, and oh my God, but I went to college for 5 years and then I didn't do nothing with it. And who cares? You didn't do nothing with it. Who cares? What are you doing now? So I encourage you to give yourself that same energy. Don't be bringing up the past to yourself. Don't keep on bringing up your same mistakes. Every moment that you think about a mistake, think of an action that you could take that's going to better you tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Because again, we have control and power of those thoughts. Okay. And this is the last one. Healing means letting go so the thoughts and feelings don't impact you. Okay. Your goal is to neutralize the story from the past so it loses power over you. Neutralize means make it ineffective. Okay. Render it. It doesn't matter anymore. So the way that story was affecting you, you have to be able to heal from that. Okay. Let go of that. How do you heal from that? It doesn't mean that you have to forget about it, because it's impossible to forget about it. It doesn't mean that you have to stuff or ignore your feelings, right? Because what ends up happening with that is other problems. You create other problems when you ignore your emotions. You create addictions, you create bad habits, you create a whole bunch of stuff that shouldn't have been there just because you decided to suppress your feelings. So I'm here to tell you to feel your feels, but feel it when it happens, and then we move forward. We let go. We don't forget, but we let go. We don't have to wait for an apology, because sometimes you got to accept an apology that you're never going to receive. I've learned that. Even though my mother and I have moved past our struggles, there are some things she didn't open up and say sorry for, but here I am. Like, you know what? It's okay. I don't need an apology. Apologize for yourself. Apologize to yourself, sorry. Right? If you're mad at yourself and you're upset at somebody, or you're mad at somebody for how they treated you, be mad at yourself for sticking around that long. And if it's a parent, be mad at yourself for not setting boundaries, because that's what I was mad at. I'm like, dang, you know what? But that's okay. I'm no longer mad that I didn't set boundaries then, because I'm setting them now. And that's what's going to create the freedom for me, and even my mom, even though she don't realize it. But we have to take action. We have to take action in letting go. We have to take control of our thoughts. We have to know that when those thoughts pop up, it's in our control to let them go. So when they come, because they will, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to think of positivity. Like I said, we're going to look around us and say, wow, I've gotten past that. I got through that. Give yourself kudos. Pat yourself on the back. Wow, that's I swear to you, that is a whole different way to look at it. I got past that because you did, right? So forget about the past hurting you. Think about how you've moved forward from it and continue to move forward from it. But know that just because you physically move forward from it doesn't mean that you've emotionally or mentally moved forward from it. So now in the present moment, that's what we need to do. We need to let it go. We need to let go and let God. It's above us. All of the things, all those quotes, Use those as mantras. Okay. I'm letting it go. And write it down if you have to. Every time those triggers pop up, write it down so you're reminded as to what the trigger is. And so you can avoid that trigger. So you can heal from that trigger. And then that trigger no longer becomes a trigger, it becomes a strength. Because now when it comes up, now you have the power because you created that power within yourself. You've allowed your past to become powerful enough for you to create purpose, right? Because that's what ends up happening. But when we hold on to the past as something bad and something that's turmoil and a dark cloud, that's just what it's going to be. It's going to rain forever. Okay, I'm here to tell you that time does not heal all wounds. It doesn't. They say that, no, time does not heal wounds. If you've lost somebody very important to you, you know that no matter what time, how much time passes, it doesn't matter, right? But what happens is in time, we become stronger if we allow ourselves to be. We figure out ways to cope with what it is that has been done to us or has happened to us or all of the things. So that's all that happens is we become stronger. But again, it's in your control because the past can make you weaker and it could put you in a place where you can't move. But again, it's a choice. So what choice are you making for your life? What choice are you making for your present moment? Are you going to be a better person for you because you don't want anyone else to have that control? I mean, not be a better person so you don't ever do the things that have been done to you to anyone else? Are you going to be a stronger person that knows how to create boundaries, a person that knows themselves so well that they would never allow anyone to do those things to them again, but not in a nasty way, right? Because a lot of us go through these things and we're like, oh, I'm strong now. I got this guard up and ain't nobody going to touch me now. Oh, my heart got all the... That's not the way to go either. We want freedom. We want to heal so that we have freedom to open our heart. Open our heart. And it doesn't have to mean relations like a spouse. I mean, open your heart to the world. Open your heart to what God has in store for you. Open your heart to destiny, to desire, to love, to peace. And in turn to freedom. But we have to be able to let go of those things and really turn that pain into power. Over and over and over and over again, because the pain doesn't stop. The pain does not stop. Okay. There's going to be new pain all the time, your whole life, right? Because we're going to be losing people our whole lives. It's sad to say, but that's just the reality, right? So in the beginning of your life or in the middle of your life, you lost your grandparent because, they're older or whatever. And then you lose your parents, God forbid, and all of the things. But the reality is that that's just life. That's how it goes. So constantly and consistently, there's going to be things that are painful to go through. But the moment is now. What we're going to do now. Okay, let go of that past, y'all. That's really all I had because it was short. It was like, I got to tell these people this. All right. Because I really am. I'm working on this. I'm really working on facing my past in a way that I can articulate it to the mass, to the person that needs to hear it, whatever. But I really, I'm telling you, it was like an enlightening moment. I said, oh my God, I was telling Liz, Liz, I don't know how to tell my story. I don't know. Wait, that's not my story. You know what I mean? But it's just because I'm so conflicted with the things that I'm kind of embarrassed about. I'm ashamed about. Don't be ashamed. Because when the reason you're ashamed is because you still have that emotional tie. But if you turn that pain into power, you're no longer ashamed and you know what you can, when you speak it out loud, it's going to touch someone else. You know now that pain had a purpose. And that past is not the past, it's the present if you make it the present. Let it go. Let it go, sis. Let it go, sir. Let it go to whoever's watching on Instagram, on YouTube, all of the things. Let it go. I had a call one time. I don't remember. It was like a long time ago. But I had a call that talked about write it down on a piece of paper and let that shit go. Flush it down the toilet. Flush it down the toilet. That thought, that thing, write it down, flush it down every time. And it sounds silly, but it's S-H-I-T. I ain't going to say it because the baby right there, but it's S-H-I-T. Okay. So where does that belong? Because I know y'all don't got S-H-I-T just sitting in your pocket. I know you don't got it just sitting in the car with you or on your counter. It's in the toilet. So that's where this SHIT belongs, in the toilet. Throw it out. It's caca. There you go. It's caca. Throw it out. Flush it. But you got to be intentional about it. Know what you're doing. Think about it when you're writing it. Feel it if you have to, but then flush it. I say have a moment with it. For real. Write it down, have a moment, think of all the triggers, and then flush it. And keep doing that as often as you have to, as often as those things pop up in your mind. And it's like it's a physical thing that's going to become something that's natural to you, to just let those kind of things go. Because just like we were talking about yesterday, it's mental clutter. It's emotional clutter. When you hold on to those things and you bring the past into the present, how is there any room for anything else? How? We got to make room. That's what we talked about yesterday. How many of y'all cleaned yesterday? Because let me tell y'all, I was cleaning. Woo! My wife's like, where is it? Oh, I don't know. If it was on, it's in the garbage. Oh, well, listen, we decluttering, but seriously, we want to let go of that past. For real, let it go. Like I said, you don't got to forget it, but we're going to let it go. We are going to commit to ourselves to have a life of freedom, a life of peace. And we're going to handle things when they come, and then we're going to let them go. If they are not conducive to our growth in any way, shape, or form, there's no reason why we need to harbor it. Okay, it's not going to help you. It ain't going to help your future relationships. It's not going to help your children. It's not going to help your anything, your work life, your money life, all of the things. Okay, so hold on. Let me read the comments in the chat. We got some. Baby needed this call. Amen. See, God knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. I love it. I love when y'all tell me that. I was just about to say I did that. I write it down, turn the paper, feels good watching it go. Oh, burn the paper. Yes, that is a good one. Burn it. Woo! I'm burning some stuff today. I'm like, let me, I gotta be careful. I got a lighter right here. All right, we letting it go. We writing it down and burning it. That is a very good way to do it. Okay, for real. And you can write a letter to that person if you have to, if it's tied to a person. Write a letter and burn it. Oh, that's a good one. If y'all do that, I want y'all to record that. I want to see that. Send me the video. Tag me, okay? Because I want to see. That's beautiful. For real. Think about it. You burn. Ooh, that's powerful. That right there, you seeing your power in flames. Your power is right there. Just, whoo, it's just getting bigger and bigger. The more you let it go, the more the paper turn into crisp. That's what we're going to do. So burn it. Let it go. Listen, let it go, friends. Let's see. I will. That whole time it feels so good. Listen, I almost burned the house down. I had to put it in the sink. I love y'all. Listen, be careful, y'all. Listen, don't do it around the children, and don't go burning the house down, because then y'all gonna tag me in a house burnt and stuff. I don't want to see that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Keep some water nearby, okay? So you can just stick a little paper inside the water just in case. But guys, for real, I encourage you guys to do that, for real. I feel like that's really something that everybody should take a time to do that. Burn the things that are hurting. And I would say, don't write it in a list form. Do it individually. You know what I mean? Because if you do it in a list, it's like, oh, okay, like that's a whole paper full of my drama. No, individual. Feel every single crisp. Feel every crisp in that little paper. Okay, go ahead, babe. You can mute yourself.
Yeah, very quickly while he's cool. I wanted to just add to this because I resonated with this call a lot. You kind of know my story a little, like you don't even know every detail, but you guys, I go through a lot of caca, right? And it's like I went through it a lot when I was younger, went through therapy, and I learned how to cope with it. In therapy for like 5 years, it was just about 5 years, mainly on and off, switching through multiple therapists. I had a total of about 6 different therapists. It helped so much because I'm not the type to just sit and write, because I can write a book, right? And maybe I should have done this then, but I plan to write a book. Anyway, at the time I was just in therapy doing my sessions it was like 3 or 4 times a week going to therapy for an hour. It was pretty good. You know, I was making a friend. I was letting a lot out. She got to know me. I was letting go of all of these tears and all of these emotions. Feeling it is so important, because when you're feeling it, you're realizing the problem. You're realizing why you are who you are. And oh yeah, I'm Sarah, by the way, from Chicago. Most of y'all probably already know what's good. Happy afternoon. Okay. I love making y'all laugh. Okay. Anyway, no, for real though, you guys, like, and here's the thing, I'm still living with a lot of the people who have made me feel bad, but that's because I did a lot of things messed up. So I'm kind of in a spot where I'm like, I got to get out of this. What do I do? Sarah got to grow up, right? Here I am, join Monet, do all this mindset shifting and everything. You guys, you have to feel it. It's so important to feel those emotions. They're going to suck. They're going to suck so bad. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm getting into a depressed state. And you might, but because you know that, keep yourself happy, whether it's listening to music, whether it's going dancing, whether it's whatever it is, try to be positive to make yourself happy. Try to stay away from the negative things. But it's a good self-soothing therapy process when you realize all of the crap that you've been through, to see where it's gotten you and made you who you are today. And it's very beneficial. And in the end, you're gonna look back and you'll be like, damn, I went through that and I got through that, and look where I am today. Like, seriously, it's awesome. It's a great journey. So everything Mo said today, I loved how you said this. I'm mad I couldn't take notes on everything else you were saying. So I know you're gonna post it. I can't wait. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
I love that. Face it, feel it, burn it. In that order. Face it, feel it, and burn it. That's it. Write it. We got to write it first. Don't burn. How you know how you're going to burn it, right? Face it, feel it, write it, burn it. All right. In that order, we're going to do that. Okay. We're going to let it go. It's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. I love y'all. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all, because I really know that y'all are real. Y'all right here with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this business, we get on multiple calls. We see multiple faces. We talk multiple things, right? We talk about a lot of mindset things, and it's great to get on these calls, but I love the fact that none of us benefit from one another, right? We're here, we're doing the thing, we're actually connecting with each other. Community is real, y'all. It's real. And I'm so grateful for this business, for bringing most of y'all here, even the ones that came from somewhere else. Okay. I'm just grateful that we have this opportunity, because really and truly, we need it. Everyone needs it. And we don't see it that way. A lot of people think like, oh, I just need to do this because I need to make money. I got to do this because I got to do, like, everybody needs a moment to slow down and feel their feels, and hear and know that other people feel what they're going through. Right. And other people have experience, and we can either learn from one another or we can teach one another, all of those things. And I'm so grateful for this. I'm just, it's that, Mother Nature want to come. So she trying to make tears come, but tears not going to come. We're not going to cry. But I love y'all for real. I don't know if anybody has anything else that they want to say. I love seeing all of y'all faces. Danielle, hey girl, you're not at work today. You got a baby. Is that your baby? Hi.
Yeah, this is Kaylee.
So hi. I love seeing kids. I love the kids. Look at that. See, this is it right here. Look at the babies are listening. And that's another thing, right? We're doing it for them. It's bigger than us. We're doing it for the generations to come. Danielle, you wanted to say something? Because I sure interrupted you. No? Oh, she said no. But guys, honestly, like, we're doing it for everyone else. We're doing it for for everything that's coming after us, right? And I know I don't have kids yet, but I say it every day. I'm doing it for my children. I don't even know what their name's gonna be, but I'm doing it for them. Okay. And my dog too. I'm doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for anyone that comes in contact with me, guys. And that's the mentality we have to keep. Everyone that we come in contact feels our energy, and no, our energy is transferred. So if we're continuously harboring onto these past events, we are making other people feel things that they don't have to feel. We literally can be the light in so many people's dark tunnel. Okay. So many people that have not yet learned how to let go of their traumas, or are currently going through trauma. Right. But we have the control. We are so powerful. So know your power, live your truth, but burn that past. Okay. So that is it, guys. I love you. Mary just got on, or she was about to get, okay. But anyways, there is a recording on my IGTV on YouTube. You guys already know. So if you guys want to rewatch this, if you guys want to send this to anyone that you think needs to hear it, please do so. I love you guys. with all of my heart, my soul, my being. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll wait. I'll wait for anybody that want to do guest speaker Friday. But that's just that. My inbox is open. Can't wait to hear from you guys. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Have a beautiful